everyone. Thank you so much for allowing Hurricane Bill to run you in the asshole as you came out here tonight to praise and worship the Lord with us. Give yourselves a round of applause for just coming. No, I see a lot of our devoted flock here tonight, but do we have any newcomers out there? My goodness, well, welcome to church night. You can now consider yourself a member of our faithful flock. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kathy Piata. I am the youth minister here at Sunsoul's Church. Fun fact, I used to be a prostitute. I did. But I'm not anymore. I'm a youth minister now. Earlier, you saw Beulah Hurley, our organist. And later on, you're going to see plenty of the Reverend Dr. Stephen R. Mabel Bidet, Esquire. Amen. And our altar boy, Randy St. Oates Jr. Amen. Now, he doesn't have a tongue or something. He doesn't talk. We don't know why. We don't want to know why. All right, so if you ask him a question, he's not going to give you an answer. He doesn't even know sign language. Tonight, this huge crowd is going to be celebrating Pride. Amen. Amen. Amen for Pride. Hallelujah. Now, as we all know, Pride is an ancient religious holiday dating back to the time when Moses freed the gays. And now, the LGBTQIA community suffers no more inequality, no more persecution, and no more stigmatization. And we have Moses to thank for that. So praise the Lord for Moses. Amen. Tonight we welcome all people. All right? Gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transsexuals, asexuals, intersexuals, just sexuals. We welcome males, females, gender neutral, straight allies, HIV positives, HIV negatives, tall, short, sluts, and prudes. Everyone is welcome here because we are a DTF community devoted to faith. And we come together at the same time in the name of the Lord every month to praise our King, our host of hosts, and also, to meet potential sex partners. So with that, let us touch each other. Right now, I would like everyone to stand if you're able and give your neighbors around you a big high five and tell them, blessings and light. Blessings and light. Amen. All right, okay, now you gotta stop. Stop it. Get their number if you really care. Get their number. Folks, we have an incredible service for you tonight. But I have a few church announcements before we get started. All right? Now, you may have noticed that there's not a thick, musky, grandma's basement sort of smell in the air tonight, and that's because we're not burning incense. And I know you're asking yourself why. And it's because last month our incense burner went missing. It's the truth. Now, I'm not sure if Randy pawned it off to get his hands on some barbiturates again, or if someone stole it, but it doesn't matter. We, as heads of the church, I'm not here to judge. That's his job. Okay? Besides, whoever took it probably really needed it. I mean, their home probably smells like, like a rat that crawled into a dead cat's asshole and then also died. And now there's 2 dead rotting carcasses rotting at different rates. And, that just creates an odor so bad that not even Febreze can stop before it starts. And incense really does the trick. So we want to say we forgive them. Whoever it was, we forgive them. But I do want to mention that if any other fucking thing goes missing from this church, there will be bloodshed. I'm very good with the switchblade. Thanks. Thou shalt not steal. In better news, in lighter news, I am so happy to say that soon we are going to have our first annual Mulligan Mixer for Bi-Curious Teens. Now teens, if you're interested, we invite you to come try it out. If you're not into it, that's fine. The Lord has granted us on His behalf to give you a mulligan, a do-over on your virginity. So you can go ahead and lose your virginity for the first time again to, whatever gender you choose. Okay, so come on out, join us for that. Parents, we do ask that you send your kids with condoms and a $20 bill. And we're going to be covering the fellowship hall floor with a tarpaulin. And Reverend Bidet is going to be providing cream pies. Thank you, Reverend Bidet. They're good! Why is everybody, they're delicious. Never had a better cream pie than from Reverend Bidet. Amen. Also some good news. I know most of our congregation here breeds livestock in some way or another. And rumor on the street is that a lot of you folks are having trouble getting your semen tanks to be full. And, Reverend Bidet and I and some friends put our mind to it, and what we realize is that's probably because 70% of livestock on this planet are homosexual. And so your steers probably are having homoerotic fantasies and their needs just aren't being met. But, our longtime friends and sponsor, bovineerotica.net, are now proud to be offering gay cow porn. And they want to give it to our flock at a discounted rate. Be sure to check your program for that promo code you can enter when you go to get your subscription. So thanks to bovineerotica.net for providing that for our customers. We're going to get some jizz in those semen tanks. Amen. And now I am extremely proud of myself to say that my 6th grade Sunday school class just got 3rd runner-up in the Davenport, Iowa Dance Competition and Craft Fair. That's very tough competition, thank you. Thank you very much. I plan on taking these kids all over the world with their dancing. We're going to Moscow, we're going to Dubai, we're going to Shanghai, we're going to Bangkok, we're going to Juarez, Mexico. All those cities have amazing dance competitions and also, pretty solid underground heroin markets, which is also a plus for me. But these kids aren't gonna get there unless they practice my routines, all right? But I got some great news for you folks. I am so proud to announce that my 6th grade class is gonna be performing an award-winning song and dance routine choreographed by professional choreographer Kathy Piana to the hit song, I'm Coming. Please give them a warm welcome. Come on, kids. Randy, where are the kids? Where are the kids? What is this? This is a note from Sally Jones. She's my star dancer. see. I hope she's okay. It says, Dear Youth Minister Cunty P. Asshole, we will not perform your mediocre dance routine tonight unless the following terms are met. Number 1, no more Bible studies. We get to jack around in Sunday school from now till graduation. There will be no jacking of anything in my Sunday school class. Number 2, no more dancing. Our butts could choreograph better than you. I'm sorry, Sally, but did your butts win 3rd place in the Davenport, Iowa dance competition? No. And number 3, you step down as youth minister and be replaced by an iPad go to a Segway. Signed, Sally Jones, and then there are like 5 dicks drawn. Randy. I want you to tell Sally that I do not agree to these terms. You watching? And she can shove those 5 dicks up her butt. That is so good at choreography. Thank you. Well, folks, I'm sorry to say that the 6th grade dance class is not going to be performing for you tonight, but Kathy Piana keeps her promises. And so, I, youth minister and professional choreographer Kathy Piana, will be performing the dance routine by myself to the hit song, I'm Coming. Let me just get settled. Hit it, Aaron.
There's so much more to me. I have got to make them
for coming tonight. I thought that was an amazing dance routine. I can't believe those kids would talk shit about it. Folks, if you bow your heads and pray with me. Dear unengaged leaders, we thank you for bringing these people here tonight to celebrate the peace and the equality that the LGBTQIA community experiences because of you, Lord. Lord, we ask you to enter us hard. Come inside us. Fill us with your glory so it's seeping out of us. And all we have to say is, I'm coming out, Lord. I am coming out, completely positive. Completely positive. For thine is the covenant, the power bottom, and the glory hole forever. In his name we cleave. Peace out. Peace out. Praise the Lord. We really do want to thank you folks for bearing that weather to come with us tonight. Now, who is ready for some witness to faith? We're going to get this stage set here for our next performer. Now, you have seen her on the church night stage several times. She's holy. She's talented. She is very sexy and knows how to deliver the word of God. Please put your hands together for Glam Gams. One more time for Glam Gams, folks. Incredible. And did you know that song was by local praise artist John Grave and the Tombstones, who have played with Church Night before? We're big fans of those guys. So that was a real treat, all sorts of local talent there. Now you can find Glam Gams on Facebook, okay? And she's also going to be performing this summer for Bare Naked Comedy. It's a comedy burlesque show at Capitol Fringe. So be sure to look out for that this July. It's going to be very great. Now who's ready to hear the Word of God? I sure am. It's been a long fucking day. Please welcome to the pulpit a man who talks to the Lord so you don't have to, Reverend Dr. Stevedore Maybelline Bidet, Esquire.
It's been a while since I've seen all of you. How are you? That was more rhetorical than anything, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Okay. How does this go? Randy, how does it? Okay. No, we're done. Well, blessings and light. No, I said we are done. That means we are done, Randy. Well, blessings and light to all of you. It is so nice to have everyone here in the cockles of the church tonight at the mega church on stage at the Black Cat. Now, I recognize that this is truly the faithful, because it is shitting down on us right now. Okay? That wasn't hellfire or brimstone, it was the next level up. Hellfire and brimstone are like a large size rental car, and right now we're dealing with like a Ford Econoline van of hellfire, brimstone, next level shit. It's crazy. Pat yourselves on the back for coming out and risking that. I mean that literally. Touch yourself on your back right now. I'm enjoying that thoroughly. Thank you. It's so good to see y'all out there. Y'all looking up at me. I'm looking at your parts. It's so nice. It's good to be back here. And thank you so much for coming. Speaking of coming, who has never been to a church night before? Give those folks a round of applause, people. Amen. 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 What's wrong, man? What was that? Were you signaling to me? Try not to look at me when I'm doing that. I'm going to talk later. New folks, are you feeling all right tonight? I said, are you feeling all right tonight, people? When I say I'm all right, you say I'm all right. 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 You meant it, I didn't. Shit. I'm kidding, it's fun. Okay. Well, blessings and light and welcome to church night, folks. For those of you who are new,
So I also have this.
You son of a bitch. For those of you who are new, I want to say welcome. You are in a safe place. You are in our bosom, but you might have some questions, okay? You might say, what is this place? What have I gotten myself into? Maybe you're new in town, maybe you moved into a group house, and one of your roommates said, you got to come check out church night, and you're polite, you don't know how to say no to people in general. So you came. They could have been asking you to come check out a timeshare and you'd be here all the same, okay? But don't worry, you're not getting fucked. It's okay. You're in a safe place. You can trust that roommate, probably. What is church night? Church night is different, okay? It's a place for the different. It's a place for the weird. Who out there is maybe a little different? New World, you are in the right place, and we thank you for being here. Oh, from my loins to yours. Church night is different. It's a place for all people to come together at the same time. All right, that's what we want. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a Thai homosexual cat lover. You could be a biracial transgendered cat lover. You could be a polyamorous regular old white girl who just loves cats. It doesn't matter who you are. All are welcome here because this is the church service that services each and every one of you. Okay. Oh man. Well, now that you know where you are, I want to take a minute to tell you who we are. Okay, all right. I'd like to start with a warm round of applause for Miss Beulah Hurley. Put your hands together. Put them hands together. Our beautiful church organist at Some Souls Church. Born in 1963 on a Russian fishing trawler in the midst of a Black Sea tempest. Despite that she only has 7 digits on each hand, she still caresses that organ like no one else I have ever seen and coaxes out of it sweet, sweet melodious tunes. Beulah Hurley, that's it. You don't have to play. That was, no, you can just, okay, maybe just, thank you, Beulah. Thank you, that was very nice. Okay, amen. And of course, you have already met, you have already seen Kathy Piata. Come on, Kathy Piata. Now, as she told you, and as she tells everyone who will listen, she used to be a prostitute. And she has come a long way to be our youth minister. And you know, prostitution might be the world's oldest profession, but it's not the hardest, okay? The hardest is bringing a street-savvy and urban charm to the youth of this congregation. And Kathy does that even better than she did sex stuff for money. Thank you so much, Kathy, for being in my life. Thank you for being a part of this church. Amen. And last but not least, Randy St. X Jr. Come on, Randy. Maybe put it down. I didn't say spin around. That's not what I meant to do. Randy St. X is our beloved altar boy. He does things for us like light the candles, do whatever the fuck we say, and then blow the candles back out again. And he doesn't complain, does he, Randy? He's great. Randy can't speak on account of not having a tongue. We don't think, we don't want to know, we don't want to find out. Randy has the bone density of a hummingbird and the sex appeal of a 1980 Lily Tomlin. And when he awakes in the morning, his breath smells of poppers and baklava. And I would not have it any other way. We have loved Randy since the moment we found him in the Y2K, that's 2001, chained to a Brooklyn dumpster outside of a sex club called the Mayonnaise Factory. We have loved him since that moment. Randy St. X, come on, one more time, please. And who am I? Oh Lord, who am I? Who am I? My name is the Reverend Dr. Stevedore Maybelline Bidet Esquire, pastor of Somersault's Church. That's your service. That's a cue for a round of applause. Come on. That's it. That's it. We'll get better at that. We're going to get better at that. It's okay. We're just getting to know each other. Well, I am a reverend, as you know, by the collar, which you can buy literally anywhere. I am a doctor. I'm a veterinary doctor, more specifically. I run a veterinary clinic, a women's shelter for cats. It's called Reverend Bidet's Spay and Pray. We snip them, we clip them, then we get down on our knees and we pray with them. We do that together. I'm also a cat advocacy lawyer. That's called catvocacy. Some people need to speak for cats because cats can't speak for themselves, which is a fucking shame because cats are people too. It breaks my heart. For a long time I thought that cats could not speak for themselves because they lack a larynx. But some basic cat anatomy, which I should have known because I'm a vet, told me that they have larynxes. I don't know why they can't talk. I don't know the answer to that. God doesn't know. Nobody knows that. Okay. So I speak for them. But most importantly, I am your spiritual leader. I'm proud of that fact, and I thank you all for coming here to listen to us preach the word to you. Round of applause for yourself, folks. Come on! Shit! It's time for the good news of the Lord, people, which the name might indicate to you is good news, and sometimes it is, most of the time it's not. Tonight's going to be somewhere in the middle. Now, what is the good news of the Lord? Is it a reading from the good news section of the Bible, the books of Matthew or Marcus or Lucas or Jonathan? Technically, yes. Fuck all that. Okay? We're just going to talk to each other like people tonight, and then you're going to shout some shit later on because I tell you to. That's the good news. Amen. Now tonight we're going to talk about something very special, and Kathy already brought it up, because it is Pride in DC. Is anyone out there proud? Come on! Come on, a round of applause again for that. Come on for DC Pride! Now that round of applause, some people say maybe shouldn't be happening, because some people say that everything is not okay in the LGBTQIA community. And I'm here to tell you that I don't know if that's the case. It seems to me that most things are just fine in the LGBTQIAK community. I mean, when I look around in the LGBTQIAA community, things seem like they're going okay. I look out in this audience tonight, I see you folks over here, all of our performers. What could be going on in the LGBTQI? Fuck, there's enough vowels in there to spell something. Why do we gotta say that out every time? How does, look, that fucking, look, with an A, Labicta. We can spell Labicta. Now, I am a proud supporter and proponent of not just the Washington, D.C., and not just the American, but the global Labicta community. Anyone else out there agree with that sentiment? Come on. Put your hands together if you do. But I want to get back to it. Some people say that the Lord does not like the Labicta community. And that's some bullshit. The Lord and I are tight. We talk almost every day. Almost every day, via text message. We both have T-Mobile, that shit is free. And I can tell you, that is not true. The Lord loves Labictas. Never mind the fact that as your spiritual representative, I have read the Bible, so you do not have to. And the Lord, I can only assume, is okay with the Labicta community, because only one time in the Bible is the word Labicta even mentioned. Okay? And there's nothing that says it's against the rules to be Labicta. I'm going to read it from you. This is Paul's letter to the Bahamians, chapter 4, verse 12. Labicta, fetch me thine water bowl and wash us from it. There's no context there. I think it was a name. I don't know if it was an animal or what. But that doesn't say you can't be Labicta. That's it. That's it. The Lord certainly would have mentioned that, would he not? If maybe he or she or they did not want you, whoever you are, to be part of the Labicta community. In fact, when I look around, I see my fellow people in this proud Labicta community doing just fine, doing normal shit. Everything looks okay out there, okay? And I don't know about you, but when I look around and I see people doing normal shit, I assume that everything's probably just fine in their lives and it's okay and I shouldn't worry about it. Okay? Some people say that there's prejudice against Labicta community. Well, that idea scared me. So as a reverend, I just ignored it. And you can too. That was the cornerstone of some things I learned in seminary. You look out there, you see bad news in the world, you just pretend it's not happening and you move on. And it's just fine. It's fine. That's the truth, people. I couldn't get to where I am today if I didn't believe that. Sorry, I just thought for myself. Moving on. Anyway, folks, I look around at this Labicta community, and I see that it's all okay. And that is the crux of the good news tonight, people. If normal things are happening and people are living out their lives and I'm saying everything's fine. And that's why the response tonight, which is written in your programs, is, and that's some basic Acts shit. So everything is probably fine. Okay? Now y'all are going to know to say that when I wrist my hand up like this. We're going to practice it right now, okay? And that's some basic ass shit. So everything is probably fine. We're going to try that one more time. And that's some basic ass shit. So everything is probably fine. And now we begin the good news. That's okay. You can get out of that. Charlie, who identifies as queer, recently purchased a foot-long Italian BMT from Subway. Charlie knows what BMT stands for. And that's some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine. Bisexual teenager Hannah Hoffenpuss from Minnetonka, Minnesota won tickets on 104.7 The Lake to see Good Charlotte in Minneapolis. And she totally win. And that's some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine. Loretta, a drag queen from Lafayette, Indiana, binge-watched CSI last night. She fell asleep during her second episode. It was 9 p.m. And that's some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine. Timothy, a log cabin Republican from Arlington, Virginia, was stopped by the person at Tivana in the mall who always gets you to try some free tea. And he was so impressed with that free tea, he went in and bought a loose leaf infuser. And that's some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine with Tim. Jeff, a pansexual from Wheaton, Maryland, has been gluten-free for 10 weeks, but then decided he just couldn't do it anymore because fuck pizza, right? And that is some basic ass shit, so everything is probably fine. Avery, an intersex person from Toledo, Ohio, remembered that they left their best Tupperware at work and was worried that the night staff would totally take it because it was glass and had one of those snap-on lids. And that is some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine. Violet, a trans woman from Taos, New Mexico, recently returned a white lace corset to Kohl's. The clerk informed her that they were, in fact, Spanx. And that is some basic ass shit, so everything is probably fine. And last but not least, the most egregious of libicta normalcy, which is also reassuring because it means everything's okay. Strong, who identifies as asexual from Kennebunkport, Maine, legitimately laughed out loud at something that Jay Leno said. And that is some basic ass shit, so everything's probably fine. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the good news of the Lord. Thank you for your participation. Now I invite everyone to open up the programs or look up here on the projector because we're going to do a little singing. Anyone out there sung a hymn before? It's kind of boring sometimes. You never know where you are, you never know what the part is. The book's confusing. We got everything, lyrics-wise, right up here. And we're going to sing along together.
I feel like a plastic bag all the time.
So do I. Remember that movie, What's an American Beauty, where the bag is blowing in the wind? Do you think she totally fucking ripped that off?
I don't know.
Kevin Spacey has to know.
Why did you tell Kevin Spacey that Katy Perry ripped him off?
She's gonna fuck shit up.
Alright, we're not going to talk about that tonight, because tonight's about the Beatles. What is it about? Leviticus.
Amen.
Amen. Funny. It was last month when we did Cinco de Mayo. Are you folks having a good time already? So am I. You know, folks, we have an excellent children's comedian coming up tonight. And I think it's important to deliver the word to the little ones. It's important to stay relevant and cool. And I actually met this next performer on ChristianMingle.com. But then I accidentally gave them herpes. And so I had to make it up to them by having them on their service. But I promise you, they're very funny. People, please put your hands together for Kurt Mariah. Thank you very much. Keep it going for Kurt Mariah. Now, Kurt is a local DC comic. You can find them at Kurt Mariah on Twitter, CurtMariah. And next Wednesday, they'll be performing at Pure, which is just around the corner here. And Kurt is the upcoming MC at the Ask Racine show at Live, the Nightclub. So please follow Kurt on all the social medias, and you will be sure to get to see them later. Now, folks, we have a very special treat right now. Our very own organist, Beulah Hurley, is going to perform for us an original hymn. Ladies and gentlemen, Beulah Hurley.
chopped tin foil. And no, he won't let me get burned at your rear, at your rear. Put Jesus at the helm and he'll steer. When trouble befalls you, there's no one to fear. With Jesus here at your rear.
That is why we pay Beulah the big bucks. Your hair's on fire. My goodness. Sweet Lord Beulah, we're gonna have to get you some help, honey. But ain't help Beulah, her hair's on fire. It's smoking or something. Weird thing is she smells like Gold Bond. Which I thought was just something you put on your balls so they don't stick to whatever balls stick to. I was looking at a pair of balls the other day. Those things are interesting. I can't imagine. Now I understand manspreading. I do. I don't think I could possibly not manspread if I had those. I think we're all set up, is that right? Ladies and gents, this is a very, very special moment in the history of Church Night. Because sometimes we lose our faith. And we need a little inspiration to get our faith back. And here to inspire you tonight, for the first time ever on the Church Night stage, is America's sluttiest drag queen, Summer Camp!
Holy shit. Holy shit. Literally, folks, one more time, put your hands together for Miss Summer Camp! Oh my fucking God. I just lost my shit. How did everyone feel about that? Come on, right? I was aroused, I was disturbed, and I was aroused again. That just kind of repeated. Oh. Miss Summer Camp. Well, would anyone be interested in seeing some more of Miss Summer Camp? That is the correct answer. And you can. Because right here at the Black Cat, you can see her at Gay Bash, which is the 4th Saturday of every month, and that, I believe, is next weekend. So come on back and see it! Oh, Lord! And also a special shout out to Grant Barker, who portrayed Hunky Jesus Christ Club. Oh man, you could do your laundry on those hands. I don't know. Maybe not me, maybe you. Cut it out, Randy. Come on, you got nothing in that frock. How's everyone doing out there tonight? How's everyone feeling out there tonight? Come on! Give me an amen! Give me an amen! Give me an hallelujah! Hallelujah! Oh shit, that was nice. That made me feel a whole lot better, folks. We have some fun shit coming up tonight. We have amazing praise music by a praise band called BOYF, B-O-Y-F. They come to us all the way from Minnesota. Come on. Only good shit comes out of Minnesota.
Damn right!
I think that's true. I'd have to be fact checked on that. But as far as I know, nothing bad's ever happened in Minnesota. Oh, Lord. We've also got a little thing coming up called Shots and Tots Communion. Come on, Shots and Tots Communion, people. It's a free shot of whiskey and a free tater tot. That's fucking right. But first, folks, there's a special time of every night where we gotta get real, we gotta get serious, folks. And that's the sermon. And that's where we're at right now. That's where I talk to you about the issues. And you respond to them appropriately because I am your spiritual leader. I'm pretty much your tiny little God tonight. That's okay, let that sink in. Let those words wash over you and be okay with it. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about a subject that we touched upon earlier. What's going on in the Labicta community out there? Labicta. Again, that's a word that some people say needs some work. That things aren't fine in that community out there. That the queer members of this congregation, who I know there are many, strive for more in this place. But I just can't believe that. It just seems so hard to believe. Because like everything seems okay when I go about my day. So I want to tell you a little bit about my day. Okay? A day in the life of the day. First things first, I wake up in Washington, D.C., which I imagine is just like any other city in America in terms of its progressive agenda. Right? Sea to shining sea. Every place is probably just like this one. And I wake up and I start my day. I go to Tryst for an extra dry biscotti where I say good morning to my lesbian barista. And she's fine. And then I go to my transgendered florist where I purchase flowers to lay on the grave of J. Edgar Hoover. Which I do every day of my life and will until my last breath. Bless you. And then I pick up Randy. We go to the bank and we deposit his Dennis Hester checks. After that, I visit my intersex accountant, Pat, who assures me that the Bidet family fortune is just fine every day. Finally, before I retire, I go to one of the most praiseworthy, faith-filled establishments in Washington, D.C., JR's, over on 17th Street. And I have a Hendrix Martini. And my gay bartender, Robert Paikin, tells me that tonight's the night. And I don't know what that means when he says it, but it seems so sweet. Now, if I can wake up in the morning and have that kind of day, that must mean that everything's fine out there in the world. In the LGBTQ Labicta community everywhere. But wait just a minute. That doesn't sound right. That's my experience in what Time Magazine recently called the gayest city in America. And if Time Magazine ain't right every single fucking day, then I don't know where to look for the truth anymore. So maybe my perception is skewed. Maybe when I wake up, things look okay to me because my experience is insular. Maybe there's more out there in this world that I don't look at because the news ain't so great, people. So I don't want to know about it. I tune out. I got my Netflix, I got my cats, I got my Nicolas Cage, I got Randy to keep shut the fuck up as best I can. And I waste my time on those things, and I turn my eyes away from the things that really might need my attention. From people in this world who don't know equality and never have. That's not just limited to the La Victa community people, and it's easy to ignore. We got things in our life that allow us to forget that every second of every day of our lives. We're probably guilty of it, everyone in this room. I know I like the understanding that I'd like to have. I know that most of the time I don't know the correct pronoun to use in a situation where there's a non-standard pronoun that I have to use. And that freaks me out. But I want people to feel comfortable, and I want to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Y'all want to be part of the solution out there? Do y'all want to be part of the change in this world? Do y'all want to be the harbingers of equality and not the harbingers of hate? Do y'all want to support the people who you call friends, who you call family, who you call co-workers, who you call fellow members of the flock? Give me an amen! Give me an amen for progressive movement! Give me an amen for equality! Give me an amen for your fellow people in this room right now! You all have inspired me in this moment. You all have shown me the person that I want to be. And that's why on this stage tonight, the Reverend Dr. Stevedore Maybelline Bidet Esquire announces his candidacy for the 2016 presidency of the United States of America. Can you start again with just my children and my wife? Well, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and you can't take
No one wants to hear that.
What? What's up?
No one wants to hear that.
Well, everyone was into it.
No, they weren't.
They're gonna vote for me.
They are not. They are not going to vote for you. First of all, you're not even eligible
What?
to be the president because you were not born in the United States.
Oh, French Guiana.
Secondly, it's not what this is about tonight. This is not about patriotism or you becoming the president.
Well, it wasn't, but then it kind of became
No,
that.
it's not.
Yeah, I see.
This is about the La Victas.
Shit, I'm real sorry.
Trying to achieve something that's just on the horizon.
That was my fault.
Yeah, it's not about you all the goddamn
I get you just get a white guy in Washington, D.C. and a bunch of people applauding and it just kind of takes over. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Okay, I fucked that one up. That's my fault. That's my fault. Well, you know what? Thank you for checking me before I wrecked me. Maybe I did a little already. Okay. Okay, that's a good lesson. I still have a long way to go.
And that ends tonight's sermon.
And that is the end of tonight's sermon. Thank you, folks. Oh, Lord. That shit took it out of me. Thank God I can relax now, though. I don't know how to raise money. I'm bad at that. So. Who wants to sing another hymn? Who wants to go out on a sweet note? Come on, everyone on your feet. Stand up, grab a hold of the person next to you. That was so nice. Beulah Hurley, one more time for Beulah Hurley. Come on. Come on, Beulah. Okay, y'all can sit the fuck down, that's fine. Oh, Lord. Folks, thank you so much for just staying with us on all this shit tonight. Who's our new people again? First time at church night? Come on now! How y'all feeling tonight out there, first timers? Well, I'm very glad to hear that, because this is the part where Beulah plays something in a major key that's kind of happy, and we pass out collection dishes. Because if there's one thing religion is about, it's about taking your money. Find our Facebook, find the event, and you too shall find them, and they will take you to their promised land, just as we have taken you to ours. We are proud to support local praise artistry, and that's where this money you give us goes. And to cocaine. What do you say, Kathy? Are we happy? We're happy. We are so happy. Give yourselves a round of applause for being so fucking generous, people. Well, folks, it's that time of the night where the word of the Lord, or my word, or Kathy's words, or Randy's, well, he can't talk. Words fall short to express the beauty of faith and love and togetherness. So we're going to dispose of the words. And we're going to kick it with some fucking tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the land of 10,000 lakes, put your hands together for Boyd! Come on up front, there's dancing room.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm breaking up.
Like the same guy though, okay. Well, folks, who's ready for some shots and tats? Come on, what the fuck was that? Who's ready for some shots and tats? Come on now, I say shots, you say tats. Shots! But first, we gotta bless these gifts. Don't you fucking ever do that, Randy. That is not your job. You do not raise that to the Lord. Fuck. Come on, Randy, this. These gifts that you will consume of the finest whiskey we can afford for $10. And the crispiest tater tots that were not named brand. Must first be blessed and consecrated through me, from him, into your mouths, for you to masticate and take inside. We begin with the whiskey. I kindly ask for silence and prayer. Yes. Hit it, you. Through him, and him with him around him, in his general vicinity, with grateful thanks to the Lord above, and the ingredients, whatever they might be, to come together to make whiskey, so that we may all be shit-faced by the end of this evening, and perhaps find a sex partner. We thank you, Lord, and consecrate the gifts. We still got tots to consecrate. It's a great tune. Don't know if I can. These tots are kind of mangled. Are they crispy, Randy? What's the score? Don't touch that. I gotta put that in my mouth. Don't fucking put that near your nose, Randy. What the shit? Give me the top. Hold them out.
Which,
Okay, Beulah, go ahead.
well, we'll just wait for him to finish this thing. Once we start letting it blow up.
Through him, in him, with him, around him, in his general vicinity, With grateful thanks to Giant Food and whatever their shitty off-brand is for making these things cheaper than Orata brand. They are potato toddlers, which is the long version of tater tots, which I did not know until like a year and a half ago, and I've been really fucking weirded out by it ever since.
Hell yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, these gifts are blessed! Give me an amen! I say shots and y'all say tots. Shot! 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 Oh shit! Hit the music, come on down, form an orderly single five line and receive these things into your mouths.